Bangkok is so
Used to be so
expensive.
much cheaper.
I mean, I could live like a king on a budget.
Cost of living is outrageous.
Alright, let's see. Sawadee-ka, King Kao Yang. I'm May and I am from the Netherlands and I moved to Bangkok 3 years ago, or more than 3 years. I currently work remote, which means that I can basically live and work anywhere, but I really like Bangkok as my base. And I thought it would be interesting to give you guys a breakdown of how much a month living and working here in Bangkok would cost. Now, I started tracking my expenses when I moved to Thailand, and over the years I found a system that works for me. It's not always perfect, but it does give me a pretty good idea of the state of my finances. I also want to mention that I traveled quite a lot in 2025 and had friends from abroad staying over, which definitely increased my monthly expenses. But for this video though, I wanted to focus on what a normal average month of living and working in Bangkok looks like for me. So I went through my spreadsheet and selected the expenses that best represent that. And let's start with the largest monthly expense, and that is rent. I pay 19,000 Thai baht a month for a 37 square meter condo room. And I wouldn't say my condo is one of those fancy, luxurious, high-end buildings, but it's definitely a newer build and it's very close to public transportation and a lot of other convenient spots as well. And I keep saying this, one thing that I really love about Bangkok is it has offerings for a lot of different budgets. So you can easily find rent that is way higher than mine, but you can also find a lot of good options that is, less than what I pay. Now for utilities compared to the West, or at least to the Netherlands, I think they're quite affordable. And look what we have here. Cha Chang. And on average, I would say my electricity bill is 550 Thai baht a month. And this can fluctuate over the month, but I wouldn't say it's more than 200 a month, either up or down different. Also, Thailand has a tropical climate, so probably most of your electricity expenses are going towards AC. So you do notice that in the hotter months of the year, your electricity bill goes up. And then when it's a little bit cooler, your electricity bill goes down. So I do use the AC freely, but I've noticed that over the years, I might get a little bit more used to the climate. So now for me in cooler months, I sometimes don't use the AC during the night. I can just use the fan, and whenever I'm in a room, I try to like isolate that room and just turn on the AC in that space to have that, I guess, electricity, AC, cooling optimization. So I pay 60 Thai baht for tap water, but you can't drink the tap water here in Bangkok. So that is mostly used for cleaning and bathroom stuff. For water that I drink and cook with, I use bottled water, and it is 120 Thai baht a month. But I use the sprinkle water service, so in reality I only pay 385 Thai baht a month every 3 months, I would say. Wow. I've never been so close to a saw sua. Hey, caw kwai. So for the internet at home, I got quite lucky because my landlord pays my internet every month. So for me, that is 0 Thai baht. I think if you were to pay by yourself, it would be around 500 Thai baht a month. I know that some friends, they get some discount if they get their mobile phone plan and their home Wi-Fi with the same provider. And then some friends, they don't even get a home Wi-Fi at all. They just have like a very large data package that they can hotspot from, or they use the free Wi-Fi in the common areas. Now, for me, the phone plan is only 120 Thai baht a month. I get unlimited data. It is a little bit slower. It's only 4 Mbps speed, but basically I can do everything with it when I'm outside, and it's even strong enough to connect to my laptop if I need to take meetings or work outside if necessary. There's a lot of flies here, so I didn't want to, come close to this water buffalo. These stones are very hot. I don't know why I decided to sit down. So let's run this real quickly. So a few months ago, I had to pay my health insurance again. And you pay that here in one-time payment for the next 12 months. So for me in total, that was 13,574 Thai baht. So divided by 12, that would be this per month. And I have a Dutch friend who is in the insurance business here, so together with him I checked what package would be most suitable for me. I am generally still quite healthy, fingers crossed. So for me, it's not the most elaborated everything including package, but it's also not the basic one. So for example, if I have to do a doctor's visit, I would pay that out of pocket. But I think healthcare in Thailand is very good and also very affordable if you don't really have any health complications. So the last fixed expense category that I want to talk about are subscriptions and memberships. I pay around 370 Thai baht each month. These doesn't really include any entertainment subscriptions like Netflix or HBO. I don't really have any of these. I do have a Spotify premium account though, but most of this expense goes towards things like bank fees, admin stuff, like, you know, keeping your life running. Also, I don't have any gym membership because if I want to go swim or go to the gym, I can do that for free in my condo. And yeah, currently my main exercise is running outside, so that is also for free. Cha nom yen or ice nom can or song ha. Now, my largest variable expense is on food. I pay about 10,500 baht a month on food, and that includes everything, like all of the meals that I take, the coffees, the drinks in cafes, snacks, 7-Eleven runs, desserts, yeah, basically anything food related. I would say an average meal costs me around 60 to 250 Thai baht. Also, I don't really go out to bars and clubs, so I do occasionally have a drink with friends, but I think my alcohol / going out expense per month is quite limited. But I do, however, like to indulge in some buffets every now and then. I think Bangkok is quite good for that. Some of my favorites are Momo Paradise for hot pot, Sizzler for salad bar, and Yukdo for Korean barbecue. So you can find me there sometimes. And next up is how I get from point A to... This doesn't work. Okay, pretend I'm sliding down. In my mind, this would have been a very smooth progression where I'll be like, yay, this takes me from A till B. But yes, I'm talking about transportation. So I pay on average about 1,500 on transportation within the city, and that is mainly public transport, so MRT, BTS. Sometimes I take a motorcycle taxi and sometimes I take like a regular taxi, but yeah, the majority is just public transportation. This category was a bit harder to calculate because it fluctuates a lot per month for me, but realistically I think it makes sense to include it because you know how it be sometimes. With about 3,500 baht a month, this covers things like household essentials like toilet paper, trash bags, replacing shampoo or skincare, but also occasionally things like gifts for friends, buying clothes, upgrading gear, or doing something fun like going to the cinema or karaoke. These aren't expenses that happen every single month though, but they do pop up regularly enough that they add up over time. Have you ever wondered how Thai tea is made? This is how. Okay, let's add everything together. My total fixed expenses are, and my total variable expenses are. So together that adds up to, wait, I need to check, 36,851 Thai baht. So for me, this reflects a very comfortable lifestyle where nothing really eventful happens. With this amount, I don't really have to restrict what I eat or what I consume. I can still do some fun things occasionally. But that said, living as a foreigner in Bangkok also comes with some costs that are not necessarily addressed or talked about in these types of videos. For example, last year I had quite some friends visiting me in Bangkok, and I absolutely love that, but you do have to take into account that then of course your food costs will rise, you might travel with them, you're doing a lot of fun stuff, showing them around, so yeah, that does increase your expenses if you have people or friends from your home country or just generally like visit you. Also, with certain visa types you might need to leave every few months, so you have to take into account those travel costs as well. Or you want to travel around in Thailand and see all of the beautiful things that it has to offer, but also maybe some trips that you want to take back home to see your family and friends there. That also includes of course like the flights, but also souvenirs, gifts for back home. But yeah, I'm very happy and privileged that I can do these things and I can afford my lifestyle here in Bangkok. And as I said again, I keep saying it, but really Bangkok is such a great place for so many different budgets. You can spend a lot more than what I'm doing on an average month, but you can also definitely spend a lot less and still have a very nice life. So yeah, that's it. Bye bye. Or do I say it in Thai? Jagan? Jagan?